I'm Coach Mikki, and you are a fourth and one mindset. So bring it in, take a knee, get comfortable, because today we are in for an amazing individual in our locker room, and I'm really excited to have him on. As you guys know, we are here about making change, showing your purpose, and doing something extraordinary with your life. And this player, person, individual, human being, man is the most amazing person I've had an opportunity to meet recently, and I'm excited to have him on here with us. Tell you a little bit about who he is. This is Thomas Reed III. He has been playing football since he was age 5. He has been on the blue and gray All American back in 2014. He is a gold medalist through American football back in 2014. He was the youngest football player, youngest 17-year-old to get a gold medal during the Olympics for football. He has done some extraordinary things through his career, whether it's through college, high school, and also his pro career. But what makes him extraordinary and why I'm bringing him in is he has got the ability to just lift up others, bring his passion and his drive, not only through what he does, but also to other people to help them succeed. So welcome in our locker room today, Thomas Reed III. How are you?
Doing well. How you doing?
Good. So tell me a little bit. I'm excited about your foundation. I'm excited about what you're doing with your camps, and you are helping kids all over the country, actually soon to be all over the world, with their journey through football.
Yes. So I host football camps around the country where I, bring other players in that have experienced certain things in their career. And we kind of just give back to the kids. We work with the second through 12th graders. We have a youth camp, signing autographs, giving them the inspiration, the experience of this is a possibility that I could be where I'm at. And if not, surpass my goals and surpass the things that I've done. And then the high school group, we have 8th through 12th. And I'm providing resources from college academic credits that could transfer over anywhere to a college recruiting seminar, learning the NIL deal processes, anything to kind of put these families and these athletes in better situations and give them the most knowledge they could possibly have. So that way they can, strive as far as they possibly can in their careers, academically and athletically.
And that is really important. I think what happens is everybody has got this passion, this dream to move forward, but they don't know where to go or what to do with it. And that seems to be one of the most common obstacles that I see, even through high school and college. Is like, okay, now what do I do with no direction?
Mhm.
And this is something that you bring to the table that is so needed.
Yes, man. Yeah, it was definitely an experience that I kind of had to go through myself. So that's why I want to be able to provide these resources, even for my nonprofit side, my foundation. I'll be hosting my own high school all-star game in Dallas, to provide that opportunity for the kids who are under-recruited, dealing with injuries. They have their one chance to showcase in front of some college scouts, whether it's a walk-on spot, you found a home, partial scholarship, I'll help you take care of the rest. I just want to make sure that these kids utilize the gift that they have and not let it go to waste, because worst thing you could do is live with that what if factor in your life.
That is so true. What would you say is some of the biggest obstacles that you had to overcome that you see that these kids are struggling with today?
One I would definitely say is family issues. That's primary number one. I've experienced some family um, dynamics that were not ideal for me to deal with at a young age. My dad was sick with a kidney disease since I was in seventh, eighth grade. And then he got put on dialysis. He was doing dialysis for four hours, 3 days out of the week, coming back exhausted. My dad also had 11 back surgeries, just in a hospital in and out. So my responsibility was to be the man of the house, take care of a lot of the things. And my dad was able to support me. He was there as much as he can. Same thing with my mother. She was there as much as she can. But I have a younger sister as well. So my thing was take care of my sister as much as you can, I'll be okay. But on the back end, I'm still trying to go to class. I'm still trying to do everything for class. I'm still trying to go to practice and focus on stuff like that. So definitely the family dynamics is something that everybody's dealing with. Everybody's story is different. I just want to let them know that it's possible to make things happen as long as you just keep your head on right, avoid all of the distractions, appreciate the adversity that you deal with. And then obviously this generation is dealing with social media. Social media is really not helping a lot of these kids. It's either building or destroying careers, whether you're super talented and you have an ego or you fall into the wrong realm of chasing the fame, to kids who are not on social media but truly gifted. They just feel unappreciated. There's such a spectrum, and I just want to make sure that these kids understand to be humble regardless of where your talent level is at.
That's really important. And yeah, you see a lot of things that happen. with families, like you said, unfortunately yours was, through physical and what was happening, but also keeping that mindset. And that's difficult, especially for a kid. I mean, it may not knowing what to do with some of these things. So having someone that's a mentor that can say, hey, you know what, you can still get through this and still build what you're looking to do. It's the mindset is the most important thing. I'm sorry about your dad, because that is rough, especially as a kid. But also, some of these kids struggle with other things, whether it be their environment or what's transpiring, around them, and they're still
Mhm.
trying to push through and get out and do something different that's meaningful and be a part of something bigger. And that's what I love what you're offering, whether it's through your foundation or your camps, you're giving these kids an opportunity to get out there and be a part of something and be heard and seen, regardless of what's happening in their lives. I know you suffered through an injury when you were doing what was it, the pro day, and that was something. How did you get through that and be able to deal and keep moving forward? What was your mindset during that time frame?
Um, there was one of those things where I'm so used to dealing with adversity and dealing with life situations to the point where I kind of just took it on the chin, and I already had my goal in mind and I was so focused on making that happen to provide for my family, to give my family the experience. I was the first college graduate in my family. I had to fight through that. And then I was the first college athlete and the first, for many things. So I was running my 40 and I pulled my hamstring right in the middle of my 40. And that kind of took a turn in all of the drills and everything I was doing from that point on. And at that point, I'm just like, I can't afford to sit out. I have to fight through this. Not a lot of people get this opportunity. It was a blessing for me to even be there to kind of see those teams that I see on TV actually now wanting to recruit me and work out for me and, things like that. So I just kind of fought through it. And I was like, it is what it is. Like, you got to take this on the chin. You got to figure out what the next step is. You got to control your emotions. This is a business where you don't really get to have a lot of emotions. Everybody knows that. It's a very cutthroat business. So I kind of just took it on the chin and just made it work.
You have to have a very strong mindset to be able to do this, and that's something I think people need to learn and understand and get out of their own head. I think a lot of times people are held back because they're not they're not in the right mindset to say, oh yes, I can do this. So like you said, hey, I'm here, I've got this opportunity, I'm gonna have to just deal with it and get through it and not let the other things get in the way, the obstacles. And what would you say that are some of the things that people should look at, or I should say maybe the kids or some of these young athletes that you're working with, that they have a trouble struggling through, that they have to get through to go, what, get through, understand your goal, have your purpose, and have your why. I mean, is this something that you do throughout your camps and to help them with?
Yeah, 100%. I can't. I feel like it would be irresponsible on my end for me to provide a resource to help them develop in one area of life, but not understand the reason why they're doing it. Because I went through that process. I had to figure out what my why was, which is providing for my family, making sure my dad was okay, making sure my sister was okay, and making sure my life in the future was okay. So I graduated with 7 college degrees as well, 2 bachelors and 5 minors. So I had to make sure that I implement that side of the academics to make sure if football don't work out, what's my plan B? What's the plan C? What's the different direction? Which is what I'm utilizing now. So I definitely want to instill that. And don't get me wrong, as much help as I want to provide these kids, I am very blunt and very honest about the reality of a lot of situations too. I don't sugarcoat a lot. I don't hide it a lot. I tell them exactly what it is and what the possibilities are. No matter how harsh or how dark they might sound, I just give them the reality because if I feel like on my end, for me to go through what I went through, which is my dark or my experiences, it would be irresponsible on my end for me not to tell them what the realities of you have this situation that could be here, but then this one could be worse, and then this one could be worse, and it all starts from what you do down here and how that foundation is built. So I definitely teach that on both sides of just the life side and also the game side of how you take care of your body to how to look out for your family and how to cook for your family. Like I mentor all of these kids in all different realms.
Well, it's also teaching self-reliance, not only for what they need to do in their choices, but also, some of the obstacles that they're going to approach in their life. And like you said, sometimes things don't always go the way you think they're going to go, but you've got to learn to take that information and move forward from it, and then have that skill to do it. And
Mm.
whether it be a sport or a business or anything else, I mean, so these are life skills that these kids need to learn anyway, to be able to succeed on and off a field. And that's one of the things that I love that you're doing, because you're teaching them how to deal with adversity, and to pursue constantly. Perseverance is the most important thing we can do in our lives, because you can't just give up and stop. You have to keep moving forward, but having the skills to do that. And that's one of the things I love that you're bringing to the table here. Tell us a little bit more about your foundation, because I know that is really dear to you, and it means a lot to the people that you're working with.
Yeah, so my foundation, I wanted to implement obviously the side of sports, but also allowing these kids to also find an identity outside of the sport as well. I know that's not an easy topic for a lot of kids because a lot of kids either A, don't listen, or B, they're just on the go 24/7. So um, I went down the ringer of trying to find my identity outside of things, from just injuries, like life-threatening situations, my environment, a whole bunch of stuff. So, and I thank God, truly, that I've experienced some of those things, because it made me who I am today. But I really wanted to start showcasing those. Hey, if football doesn't work out, or if your sport doesn't work out, here's another route that you can go. Here's another option that you can go. So for example, I'm setting up an event for kids to work with a mechanic in Colorado, where they can learn how to fix a car, they can learn about engines, they can learn about how to change an oil, they can do the basic necessities of those things. So it's a life situation, but it's also another avenue that you can go down. I have kids who apply for my scholarship, because I have my scholarship foundation as well. I help a kid with the recruiting process, and whenever he commits to that school, I send $1,000 check to that school. But part of my requirement is that you have to have three college degree programs that you want to study. I don't want one. Undecided is not going to work for me. I want three things you see yourself doing for the rest of your life if your sport doesn't work out. I have them set up internships. I have them set up community service hours to be in certain environments. Excuse me. A whole bunch of stuff. Moral of it all is I want to be able to make sure that these kids have an identity outside of the sports, but still identify as a student athlete as well.
That's great. And if you're looking to help Thomas with his foundation, please, the link is down below. I highly recommend, please, I'm asking you to please click it, donate anything you can, because anything you can give is going to make a change in someone's life. And this is a great opportunity for a child to excel and do something that maybe they wouldn't have had. So what would you say is some of the most rewarding things that you have done? Because I know we all have a past, we all have something we deal with, and you made a very important observation, and something that you said is that yes, your past happens and it does become the foundation, and you become grateful for it. Sometimes when you're going through it, you're not really grateful for what's happening because it's difficult. But once you realize that and you use it as a tool and an opportunity and a foundation, you can excel and exceed from that. But what would you say is some of the most rewarding and amazing things that you've been able to accomplish just because of what's happened with you?
I would definitely say seeing the change and development of opportunities for these kids. So, I just had one kid who was extremely talented out of Colorado, was not getting recruited anywhere. I decided to help him with the recruiting process, and sure enough, the school that he got a scholarship to was my old alumni at Adams State University in Colorado. So he got a scholarship there, and then I gave him my Thomas Reed scholarship as well. And then another kid that I just happened to run into, I was talking to him, and his family was dealing with some situations, and he goes to a school where he's not getting recruited. Talented kid, plays both sides of the ball, like really gifted, and no school was recruiting him. So I set up a meeting with him and his family, his college success counselor, and got him committed to Fort Lewis in Colorado. So now he found a home. And if he wasn't playing football, who knows if he's going to college? Like he was like, I don't know if I'm gonna go. I don't know what I want to do. I love the game though. I had a college teammate of mine that I actually played with in junior college that I gave my scholarship up for so he can go to college. I knew I wasn't going to the school because of my family's and my dad's health situation at the time. So I ended up going to school in Colorado, and just instead of telling the coach like, "Hey, I'm not going," I was like, "Hey, what's going on, coach? If you need another position, I got some guys for you." And that's kind of how that dynamic of helping people get recruited. So I got him recruited to a college in Nebraska. He went through the recruiting process. I went through the application process with him, sending his transcripts for him and everything. And then he ended up graduating college. He got his bachelor's, and now he's doing like film study at Disney World and film productions across the country. Like seeing guys achieve those things, I don't want nothing in return. I just want to see those people be able to have that opportunity to present something to their families long term that my family wasn't able to give me, not by choice, but it was just they didn't have it. And now that I have it, I'm trying to give back to them. But why not make a change doing it at the same time?
That's pretty awesome. It really is. And I see it so many times. I see kids that have got some amazing talent and they're never recruited. They're never seen. And I can think of two or three of them. But I've seen, and I'll give you an example. I had a kicker. He was a five-star kicker, amazing kid. He was out there, after practice every weekend and just because he really was committed and just has the passion to play. And he dealt with a situation where he just wasn't being seen and wasn't being helped at the high school he was at, and he was doing it all on his own. But this was a he didn't know what to do and where to go. Now he did end up going to a community college out here, and then he got picked up in Nevada, but it was a long journey. So I this is just my story and your story, and I know there's so many more out there that are listening that are like, yeah, that's me. I've got all, or parents listening going, that's my kid. They've got all this talent, but they don't know where to go and what to do. And that's what Thomas Reed's going to help you with. That's what his foundation and his clinics and your camps. I mean, these are all these things that are needed for each and every one of these kids, and you're hands on and you're doing this. I mean, that's exceptional, and we need more people like you doing this because there's so many out there. So tell me where you have some camps happening, because I know you're going to be throughout the country. So those that are listening, you're gonna be like, well, where's it going to be?
Yeah, so I my first camp will be in Iowa this year. I'm going to Iowa, doing one in Alabama, three in Colorado for Northern Colorado, Denver, and also Southern Colorado. Doing one in New York, and Long Island, but it's open to everybody in New York, Queens, people from Albany, whoever. And then I'm doing one in Hawaii. So we're going to Kona Island, and we're going to be hosting a camp there this summer.
That's great. And this is just the beginning, because I know you got things already set up for 2026 too.
Hmm.
So, and you're going to be able to find all his camps again. Those will be all in the links. But also, if you're listening to the podcast, just click on his name. That'll take you right to his website, and you can get all the information there for all the camps and what's happening, and the ability to be able to reach out to you. I'm going to let you wrap this up. I mean, is there anything else you'd like to share? I'm just going to let you have the field and say whatever you'd like to share about what you have to do or insight. It's all yours.
No, yeah. First off, I appreciate you even having me on. This is truly appreciated and it's an honor. But yeah, if anybody wants their kid to develop, if they want the resources, if they just need some help, some education on the college process, NIL deals, if I don't have the answers, I will definitely for sure find the people that do have the answers for you. I'm not one of those that just likes to blab, talk and pretend that I know things. I really want to make sure that you have as much information as possible so that way you can make the better decisions for your life and your child's life and careers and such. But I'm here to kind of just get back and make a change. I'm tired of seeing a lot of these kids with gifts just kind of just either give up or not utilize it the way they truly can, and then they live with that what if factor once the door is closed. Um, so yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Please have your child sign up for the camp. My camp is open to boys and girls. It's co-ed, so that's also another thing. It's non-contact. It's about the experience. It's about the opportunity to learn the game. And like I said, if there's a senior out there who wants to play in college, apply for my scholarship. Reach out to me. I'll try to get you into my all-star game. Whatever I could do to kind of help you guys. So please feel free to reach out.
Right, thank you so much. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Appreciate you. You were definitely a gift, and you were helping so many people and so many kids that need this. So thank you for being here with us in our locker room and sharing your experience and your knowledge and your gift.
Thank you. Truly appreciate it.
All right, you guys, go out there, do what you do, as you know, be out there and do everything strong, do it with passion, start strong, finish strong, and dominate everything in between. I'm Coach Mikki, and you're on Fourth and One Mindset.